Welcome back. Today is the 27th of June and it is Global SMME Day as declared by the United Nations General Assembly. The day is dedicated to raising awareness of the need for greater investment into small and mid-sized businesses in developing countries. And today we have a very exciting show for you. So we're asking you to send through your small business related questions via WhatsApp and WhatsApp audio. And we are asking you to send us a 30-second video or voice note with questions to our small business experts. We have invited entrepreneurship experts Daniel Moritz, and he's the Chief Financial Officer at Merchant Capital, and Dr. Rosh Mamabulo, who's the founder of Laura Center for Innovation. They're in studio for us and they are going to answer your questions and offer you free advice live on air. The goal of having this day is to encourage member states to facilitate observance of the day by increasing awareness and actions to support small businesses. So as I said, that obviously the point of this day is to increase awareness and actions to support small businesses. We know that small businesses are important because they account for more than 90% of all businesses and around 70% of all jobs worldwide. And we know that we have a couple of challenges faced by small and medium as well as micro enterprises. And chief among them is access to credit, the lack of access to physical infrastructure. And that is a key impediment to business growth, and it adds significantly to the cost of doing business. Another key impediment is the labor laws that have also been found to be a significant regulatory obstacle to business growth. Particularly, this is when it comes to laying off of staff. The Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Report, as well as the World Economic Forum 2014-2015 Global Competitiveness Report, listed government red tape as one of the major obstacles to entrepreneurial business activity in South Africa. And now it's time to hear from you what challenges your business is facing. We have in studio Daniel Moritz, the CFO of Merchant Capital, and Dr. Rosh Mamabulo of Laura Center for Innovation. They're in studio with us to field your WhatsApp audios and texts. Please do participate so that you can get free advice. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. First of all, what do you make of Global SMME Day, Rosh? First, let me hear from you.
I'm quite happy. I actually believe that it should be an everyday thing, right? I mean, you just emphasized the importance of having, entrepreneurs or SMEs in the country, especially at this point in time where we are battling with high unemployment levels in the country. So I'm very happy, and thanks for the invite. Yeah,
and Daniel?
So I think it's a fantastic day, and I think it's so important that we put focus on what is the real largest life and blood of the economy is the SMEs. And I find that the entrepreneurs which are driving the economy, more focus needs to be given to enable them to succeed and to grow. And days like Global SME Day just put a great focus, and I think we should enhance it even further.
You're probably going to have the hardest job of all, because funding, as I said earlier on, is one of the major impediments to a lot of small businesses. I've heard from a lot of people who've sent us WhatsApp audios and texts talking about where can I find money to do this or to take my business forward. Just how much of a problem is this?
So it's a very large problem because SMEs have been neglected by the traditional funders in the past. In fact, the reason we started Merchant Capital 7 years ago was in order to bridge the gap of providing funding to the unbanked sector of the SME sector. So because there's so many different components within an SME, it's difficult to lend to them because every SME is different. So what we've built using data and algorithms, we've built a mechanism in order to lend to SMEs, not only to lend to them where they previously would not have access, but to give them access to their funding quickly. So most times SMEs need funding for a great opportunity, and by the time they get their answer back from the bank, it's too late, the opportunity has passed. So what we've done as Merchant Capital is we've created a system whereby within 2 to 3 hours, we can have an answer for the SMEs. So if they get a great opportunity to buy stock or to do something or growth, they can do it quite fast.
Yeah. Rosh, another important element that I've observed while I've asked people to send this is the issue of marketing and branding. I feel like as small business owners, they probably don't take the issue of branding and marketing very seriously. How important is that in making sure that, you know, your brand is out there, people know what you're about as a small business owner?
The thing is, you know, people buy stories, you know, when they have 2 or 3 products to choose from. The decision that they make is based on what story is this product telling me, right? And that talks to packaging or how the product looks, the look and feel of the product. What I've seen is a lot of entrepreneurs, because they tend to be very technical, you know, they know how to code, they know how to do hair and fix a car and all those kind of things. They feel that that is enough to get the product out there, and that is just the beginning. There's more that you need to, how the package looks, how it comes out, how you interact with your customers. So those are the things that entrepreneurs struggle with. At the Academy, what I've picked up is we need to always emphasize the importance of packaging your products and tell a story that resonates to the people that you are targeting, so to speak. Yeah.
I'm hoping that very shortly we will have those requests up there, so we can speak to the requests that the SMMEs have sent themselves, so we can talk. I'm hoping that my colleagues in the control room will have those coming up. Oh, there's Tommy 2013 Trading and Project. He says, or she says, that their primary cooperative, please, as a small business, we need help of funding so that we can proceed with the needs that the company is looking for. The company is dealing with VIP protection, tourism. Please, we would like anyone who can fund us with 1 vehicle that can escort the car or the transportation of money to different places around the place. This is a different kind of business, right? You're providing VIP protection, Daniel, and also tourism services. Where do you even go to even start ask for funding? He's looking for a vehicle as well.
Look, I think if he's looking for vehicle finance, the best way would be to look at a secured vehicle finance from a traditional solution, because if you've got the vehicle as security, you'll get the best cost of your funding. However, a lot of the time, these businesses won't have the access to vehicle funding. So what they could do is they could chat to a company like Merchant Capital, and we can provide an unsecured facility that can be used for whatever requirement they need. So if, for example, they require the funding for a vehicle, we will give a blanket approach, because we don't prescribe what the funding must be used for.
Right.
So in the event that we are satisfied with their time in business and their cash flows, and that we are comfortable that they can service the loan and that the vehicle will add incremental revenue that will assist the business in growing, they can come chat to us and we can assess them and hopefully have a favorable answer for them.
Tommy 13, I hope you have a pen and paper wherever you are at home and jotting down all the pointers that Daniel's giving us. Rosh, how would you advise Tommy 13 to package the business in such a way that it stands out in the crowd? It is VIP protection, and I am assuming that it's the kind that, you know, would need a lot of capital, but it needs to be packaged in such a way that it is very, very attractive.
I think the first thing is, what problem are you solving? Right? What problem is he solving? Right? Why should people use, 1, why should they use his service? 2, why should they use him in a sea of other, you know, protection services companies? So I think he needs to focus on those. He needs to be able to say, these are the issues that are out there. You know, there's issues of safety. Emphasize the importance of the fact that them having him as a service provider, this is what they will be saving. Often, you know, clients, they look at what pain are you solving for myself or for my business? So are you offering, you know, peace of mind for my customers? How does that translate into financial sense? You know, so he needs to be able, as he packages this thing, at the top of his mind is, I am in the business not of providing security, I'm in the business of providing a peace of mind, which is what people want. People are not buying the vehicle.
Yes.
They are buying the peace of mind that comes with the vehicle. So he needs to be able to package that. And as he goes out there, that's his selling point.
All right, let's take a look at another one. I'm in a rural area in Limpopo, Mopani district. We are in SMME. We need training support and business government infrastructure like buildings to use them to rent and run our businesses like those in Gauteng. Why not us? What do you think of that, Daniel?
So it would be interesting why they feel that they're being neglected as they're not in Gauteng, because my understanding is that the government is supporting all businesses irrespective of their geographical location. So I think that they must bear in mind that just because they're in a rural area of Limpopo shouldn't be an inhibitor for them. In fact, I think that government is even more inclined to assist the rural areas because that's where the real requirement is needed. So I think that perhaps they need to dig a little bit deeper and chat to some more people, because it doesn't seem correct that they would be neglected simply because of that.
Just to chip in, I think it's an access to information that you see often with entrepreneurs who are outside of Gauteng, you know, the access to the fact that there are some satellite offices that they aspire to come here, but only to find that when they come here, actually they have left an office where they come from, but they didn't know about it. So I think also it's partly, you know, availability of information that they can access where they are, and it's costly for them to want to come here, right? So it will be easier for them if they are able to find the information where they are.
Fantastic. Let's take a look at another one. Good evening. I'm Terry Bukhopane and I run a funeral parlor, Grace Divine Home. My question is to understand if there are specific funders who are focused on helping businesses like mine. Daniela did say that you'd be working harder.
Yes. So it's interesting that has come up. Funeral parlors are actually great businesses, and we've seen a surge of funeral parlors that have come onto our books. And we as Merchant Capital would be very open to looking at funding that particular business. So I think in order to get through to us, simply come onto our website, which is merchantcapital.co.za, and using our online platform, we'll have access to give you an answer within a couple of hours.
Rosh, running a funeral parlor is quite a thing lately because, I mean, it is a money maker. You know, if you come from the township like I do, you will know that it's a money maker. But how do I choose from between one and the other and not the other?
Again, you know, low barriers to entry. Anyone can get in there. You know, you just need to hire cars and, you know, be able to have some relationship with writers to, you know, to access the funds to buy the casket. It's very difficult because everybody's entering into that space. I think, again, it's what makes you unique, what makes you different from the rest, right? We are increasingly getting to a point where, you know, you can't, you know, increasingly be saying I'm the cheapest. Because it's easier for anyone to also come and say I'm cheaper than you. Then it becomes a race to the bottom, you know. And we need to sort of try and look at what other values adds or, you know, benefits that you're offering. Take the price out of the equation, right? Are you accessible? Are you convenient? Do you have all these extra things that other undertakers are not offering? And I think it takes research to see in that particular industry where are the gaps. You don't want to be competing and doing what everybody else is doing.
That's right.
Exactly.
So,
and to add to that, I think that if you bear in mind that having a funeral for a family is quite a traumatic event.
Of course.
So instead of making a commoditized product, make it a personal touch. Make the experience as painless as possible under the circumstance for the family. And then a reputation will grow for that particular funeral parlor that they are the most sensitive or they have the best way of dealing with tough situations. I think that when a family is dealing with such an event, they're less inclined to care as much about the cost other than the most hassle-free way of dealing with it.
Gentlemen, I'm still with you in the next hour from 2:30 until 3. So this is not the end of it. You should tune in again at 2 until 3. From 2:30 until 3, both gentlemen, Dr. Rosh Mamabulo and Daniel Moritz, will be with us, and they will still be taking your WhatsApp texts, voice notes, and audios. If you want to get some free advice about how to go to the next level or how to make your business much better. But after the break, my colleague Nzinga Kunta has an very interesting interview with Lesego, who is the owner of Nino Sanitary Pads.